How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make 6 speed garage bangers like Club Angel. Club Angel released this track Cry in 2023 and it's a certified UK garage banger. If you haven't heard it already, check it out. Here's a preview of my remake and what you'll have made by the end of the video. Great, so the track is super simple and mainly revolves around 4 elements. Firstly, the bass. The kick. Top loop. And the vocal. The main thing that carries the entire track, in my opinion, is the bass. So that's what we're going to be focusing mainly today. So let's start with that and we go into the other stuff after. So we're in the key of C major. We start on C. Yeah, so the notes are made up of 3/4 notes. That'd be a full quarter and that's a 3/4. And then we're just going along and you sort of expect it to be like this, but no, it's just kept going, which helps give it its own sort of groove. And yeah, at the end it's got this really nice pause note. Really helps it breathe. So yeah, definitely steal and copy this sort of pattern for your own track. Obviously change the notes, maybe up here, whatever. Not there, but you get the point. But yeah, really nice pattern there. And then yeah, that just follows on down to the E, to the B, and then to the C again. Yeah, really nice. Great, so an important thing to do is get the same groove as your drums onto the bass. So we go to our drum loop, right click, extract groove. Yeah, and then we click onto our bass and then it's going to be here, so speed top 9. That way it's going to have the same groove as the top loop. Great, so now we've got the MIDI, we can focus on the sound design. The bass sound itself is made using Serum, and it's actually a preset for my Speed Garage Volume 2 pack. This is my new pack that's just dropped, which basically has loads of sick bass presets and leads for making Speed Garage like modern day Speed Garage producers. So this is Interplanetary Criminal, Main Phase, Notion, Club Angels, and many, many others. You can get it from the link in the description. It's also in the complete bundle, so this basically means that you'll get all the packs on the website for a much lower price. Great, now I'm going to show you how to make this patch from scratch. Great, so click menu, initiate the preset, oscillator A, go to analog, and let's add basic shapes. Turn on oscillator B, analog, basic shapes. We then want to put oscillator A to a square wave and oscillator B to this wave, so it's sort of like a pulse width. It's going to sound like this. So not very nice. We're then going to go oscillator A and pitch it down by an octave. Oscillator B, pitch it up an octave. But then on oscillator B, we're going to change the semitones -5. So this is almost creating like a 7th chord. Slowly getting there. This method of synthesis is called subtractive synthesis. So what we're going to do is use a filter to sculpt this really raw, loud sound into the sound that we want. So turn on your filter, A, B, might as well do noise and sub as well while we're here. Put it to an MG low 18, drag that down, and then we're going to go to envelope 1. I'm going to sculpt it. So make it look something like this. We then drag that over using this arrow here onto the cutoff. We then hover above that sort of headphone icon and drag down the blue. The more blue, the more high end it's going to let in, and the less it's going to be more muted. Bring that down and do something like this. Again, it hasn't got to be exact. And then you can use envelope 1 to also sculpt how quickly that happens. So it's going to change the sound. The shorter, it's going to have a much snappier. It's always a good idea to listen to like the rest of the drums. Turn it up. We could also add a sub, pitch that down -1. Great, what we're also going to do is put this random down to 0. So it basically means it starts at the same time every time, so there's not going to be any phasing issues. sounding good. What we're now going to do is add a little bit of drive. Tighten it up. Great, now let's use the Serum effects to make it even better. So firstly, let's add a distortion. Let's put it to soft clip, make sure it's on, put the drive to about 50. We can then put the mix to about 50 as well. Maybe even use the Serum. Let's just use soft clip for now. Let's add the hyper, bring the mix of the hyper down. Let's just use a dimension. Bring the size all the way down. About 18%. The key to using effects on a bass is you want to keep them subtle. You don't want to overdo it. So although this might sound good right now, that's going to wear very thin. You want it to be nice and subtle. Add a reverb, even shot it to the top. Compression. Doesn't need too much. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I also think you could add a little bit more bass. So if we come here. You could obviously probably do this more accurately with an EQ, and you also don't want to overdo it on the sub bass. It's probably because I'm listening on headphones. Normally I mix on monitors. So yeah, just lastly, what you obviously could do is just play around with the cutoff. Just like so it sounds how you want it to sound, or obviously play around with the envelope. These are the main two things that are going to change the shape and sort of sound of the bass. You can also play around. I'd say these are the best two waveforms for making a sound like this. Great, the only other elements we've got is these drums. These drums are actually from my new Speed Garage Volume 3 pack. You can get that from the link in the description. Got tons of loops and one shots for making Speed Garage. So yeah, I mean look, just got a fat kick. And then that's paired with this top loop. It's got lots of nice percussion, as you can hear. Great, yeah, and lastly, just the vocal. Great, and just to get the vocal, I use this website called LAI to split it. I mean, I think you have to pay it. There are some free alternatives out there. Great, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video, learned something new. I will see you next time. Cheers.